wrong, but to sort of just elaborate on that a little bit, at least when we've had other folks in talking about dogs that are trained to help people experiencing PTSD and night terrors, et cetera, that much like what you described, they're next to the bed, sometimes they're on the bed,
right.
And when they're experiencing those kind of things in the night, it's not unlike what you guys, Michael, described earlier about sort of hugging
Right.
the animal to take you out of that anxiety when you're out in a crowded area or something else, and it just seems to calm the dog, and people have talked quite poignantly about just how important that is in the midst of a night terror, and then they calm back down and drift off to sleep.
Right, and as the bond between that veteran and his dog grows, these dogs are naturally sensitive to the moods and the emotions of their handler. And the dogs can smell the stress. They can feel that stress before that individual often knows that it's building. And they will begin to seek comfort from, seek interaction, dogs will naturally do that. How many of us have been in tears and our dogs will come up to us and not leave us alone? Well, these dogs do the same thing, and they're rewarded when they do, and that's how we train them.
Yeah.
And they'll often feel that stress before the individual does.
Yeah, it's sort of anticipatory.
And they'll get in their face, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I know you're going to need me in a sec, so I'm here early. Yeah,
right.
That's great. Well, so you mentioned how long the training typically takes. Let's talk a little bit about how much it costs. Is there a general cost for the training, and then, who bears that cost once a dog is paired with someone through the program?
You bet, Mike. You want to?
For a guide dog. To produce a guide dog team, we have a lifetime commitment to our students and our graduates. It's approximately a $60,000 expense per team. Okay, now that expense is the veteran or the student or the graduate doesn't have to spend $60,000 for a guide dog. We don't require any money from anybody coming to Southeastern Guide Dogs to get trained with a guide dog or a veteran service dog. All of that expense is taken on by private donors, organizations, private corporations that donate money. We do not take any federal funds from either national or state governments or local governments. We do all of that fundraising on our own. Our veteran service dogs, if I'm not mistaken, about $39,000.
Just about.
Yeah, just right about $39,000, $40,000 to produce one of these veteran service dog teams. So it's not a cheap expense.
Right.
But I can tell you, coming from somebody who is blind and has post-traumatic stress, the impact that these dogs can have on your life is amazing, and you really can't put a price on it.
That's priceless.
You know, and when you think about it, when you come to Southeastern Guide Dogs, we're not asking you for a dime. You know, now we do have to generate donations so that we can keep providing our services to our community.
Sure. And so, Michael, so it sounds like that Brittany, your dog, then is a dog that was trained for impaired people, and also is it also a double sort of duty dog, or no? Okay.
My dog was trained as a guide dog.
Okay.
I received Brittany 6 years ago, actually on March 28th of 2007, and she was trained specifically as a guide dog. We did not have the veteran service dog program at the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I got Brittany. I was actually living in the Washington D.C. area at the time, getting ready to go back to college. Brittany has kind of, I guess, taken on some of those roles herself, just naturally.
Right.
One of the things that she naturally does is the blocking command.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting there talking to somebody, she actually will get in between us so that person, and at first I thought it was so I don't step forward and bump into people, and now it could be because she doesn't want those people getting too close to me because she knows I like to have a little distance between me and another person. You know, we developed our own hug command, so to speak. It's not as it's not quite as great as the ones that they're doing right now. But I'll sit down, and then Brittany will back into me, kind of into my chest, so that I can lean over and hug her from the back around to the front. And it serves the exact same purpose. It was something that Brittany and I came up with together before the Veteran Service Dog program was there.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because Brittany is trained as a guide dog, but just through living with me for the last 6 years, she's absorbed a tiny bit of that veteran service dog role.
Yeah, it sounds like she's
Yeah.
got the smarts
She's-
and the
she's
instincts
An
to.
excellent dog.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I lived in the Washington D.C. area for 2 years with Brittany. We've lived in St. Petersburg for almost 4 years now together, and she's just been there with me every step of the way.
Yeah.
We've traveled from coast to coast around the country, 49 round trip flights together, everywhere from New York City to Los Angeles.
Wow.
And she's been with me every step of the way.
And she's certainly, for people out there listening, I haven't yet had a chance to see a picture of Brittany. Very, very sweet dog, and we had a nice brief conversation earlier. So let me.